go through my best part, right? This is something that I love, how to modify trades, right? How to modify trades. I want everyone to pay close attention to what I'm going to be saying. Let me come again. I want everyone to pay close attention to everything I'm going to be teaching everyone, right? Yeah? Because the stuff I'm going to be teaching everyone is really important. It can save you a lot of money, and it can make you a lot of money depending on if you're able to really grasp in what I'm saying. Okay, fantastic. Now, let me do this. Yeah, we're gonna use the gold one, for example. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna do something so everyone can see 76, and let me put my take profit at 1900. Yeah, cool. So as anyone can see the gold trade, anyone that can see the gold trade, you will see that the trade is currently in 141 pips profit, right? If you can see that, point number 1 in the chat. XAU USD, we're looking at XAU USD, is currently 141 pips profit. How do I know that? Because we're doing it at 0.10, which is £1 a pip, and the trade is £140, which means it's gone up 140 times. Very simple, right? So that's the trade we're looking at. My stop loss is 17.75, which is at 50 pips, yeah? And my take profit is at 1900, which is 1,100 pips, yeah? That's my take profit. So obviously the margin is crazy, right? The risk to reward ratio is crazy. I enter the trade. I want everyone to really pay attention to this part. I enter the trade at 1780.23. How do I know that? Underneath where it says XAU USD, there is a number, right? So modifying is really important. Why? I'm going to teach you. So I entered this trade as a buy, right? This trade was a buy, and I entered it. I'm going to go to chart and show you something. I entered this trade at 1780, right? Which is around here. My stop loss is at 1775, which is here. My take profit is, let's just say my take profit is here. If you really put number 1 in the chat. So the first red line, which is above, is the take profit. The second red line, which is in the middle, is where I enter the trade. And the third red line, which is at the bottom, is my stop loss, right? This is really, really important. I'm teaching now how to modify trades. This is really important because why? This can help you save money. And I want everyone to pay attention because I don't want everyone to ask the same questions if you're not paying attention, right? I want everyone to really pay attention. And that's why I'm asking everyone to put number 1 in the chat so I know those who are paying attention and those that are with me. So modifying is important because my trade at the moment is at £143 profit or 143 pips profit. And then I might be going to sleep anytime soon, or I may need to go out, or my phone may be off, or I may need to do something, right? So because of these reasons, I may want to take money because I may not be on my phone, right? And I don't want to lose any money because why? At the moment, all my trades are in profit. And I don't want to lose money. But at the same time, I don't want to come at the trades too early in case the trades continue to go up. So I'm in a bit of a dilemma. Do I close all my trades and take £400, or do I do something smart, which is called modifying? We're going to choose to modify. What does that mean? Modify simply means this. At the moment, all my trades are in profit. And this is why I always advise people not to do take profit 1. If I entered, for example, the Euro USD, which is the sell, this one here, at 20 pips profit, this trade would have been closed already. This trade would have been closed already. Right? I'm going to show you something. This trade would have been closed already. Why? Because all these trades have gone over 20 pips profit. So all these trades would have been closed. So the reason I always advise people to do take profit one above is for this reason here. So I entered this trade, the XAU USD. My entry was at 1780.23. That's where I entered the trade. Now, any single time you take a trade with shift, 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a notification saying move your stop loss to your entry. Anytime or most times the trade goes 20 pips profit, you'll receive a notification saying move the stop loss to your entry. Once again, my entry is at 1780.23. My stop loss is at 1775. Right? If I move my stop loss into my entry point, that means the trade will become risk-free. Once again, if I move my stop loss into my entry, that means the trade will become risk-free. How do I do this? I click on the trade. I don't recall such notifications. How do I say it? Richard, don't worry. When it happens, I'll show you because it does happen. All right? It does happen. Or from now on, you make sure you watch the trades and then you'll be able to do this yourself as well. All right? This is why it's really important that every single person is taking the education, because once you're taking education and you know how to count your pips, etc., this is now vital. This is how you actually make money and save money. Okay, so now my trade, even if, so let's get this straight. Even if shift does not send the notification saying move your stop loss into entry, I want every single person to get into practice with this, right? There's a girl, there's a young lady on my team called Famida. I really want her on the call. I don't think she's on the call. Over the last week, she was making money, but she kept forgetting to modify her trades. Last week, Thursday, she joined the training, and I was talking about modifying, right? And I went through this example. 2 days later, she doubled her account, right? And she made £1,000 simply by modifying her trades. And this is why this call is so important. And this is why I'm saying that every single person, make sure you're really paying attention and taking notes. Once again, any single time you are in a live trade or even in a demo account and your trade is live and it's in 20 pips profit, 30 pips profit, 40 pips profit, this is what I want you to do. I want you to click on modify. And then what you're going to do, so first of all, you're going to look at your trade, right? And you're going to see where you entered. How do you see this? Your entry point is the number underneath your currency pairs. So where it says XAU USD, there is a number underneath it. The first number underneath it is telling me where I entered my trade. The arrow next to it is telling me where my trade is currently at. If that made sense, put number 1 in the chat before I go on. If that made sense, put a number 1 in the chat before I proceed further. We got Tola 1, Adnan 1, Benjamin 1, Emmanuel 1, Princess 1, Tolu 1, Uto 1, Hannah 1, Frederick 1. Fantastic. You're all with me so far, right? William 1, Emmanuel 1, Godwin 1, Comfort 1. Fantastic. Cool. So this is what we're going to do, right? This is what we're going to do. We're going to click on modify. And then we're going to change and delete our stop loss and put a new stop loss. Once again, I click modify. My original stop loss was 17.75. I deleted this and I now put my stop loss as to where I entered the trade, which is here. So now, if you look at my entry, is 1780.20. My stop loss is now 1780.30. This means this is now a free risk trade. Let me show you what I've done. Let me show you an example. I entered the trade here, right? The red I'm moving is where I entered. I entered the trade at the red line, the middle one. My stop loss was here. So as I enter the trade starts to go up, 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 right? My trade is currently here. What I said to myself is, I don't want to lose money because this trade is in profit. So what I'm going to do, I've now taken my stop loss from being here and I pull it here. So now my trade is risk-free. If this makes sense, put a number 1 in the chat. If this makes sense to everyone, put a number 1 in the chat before I continue. Number 1, Stanley's with me, Adnan's with me, Wealthy, I like the name Wealthy, Wealthy's with me, Frederick's with me, Ollie's with me, Emmanuel's with me, Benjamin, where's my hand now? Fantastic, Hannah's with me, Comfort's with me, right? Uta's with me, where's Banda's with me, fantastic, William's with me, Ollie's with me, fantastic, right? Emmanuel's with me, fantastic, I was waiting for Emmanuel as well. So everyone's with me so far, Kiki's with me, fantastic, right? So now this trade is risk-free. What does this mean? Even if the trade decides to go all the way back down and take me out, I will not lose 1p. Why? Because it's a risk-free trade. Right? Who thinks that's good? If you think that's good, put number 1 in the chat, because I want to show you something better. If you think that's good, put number 1 in the chat, because I want to show you something even better. All right, fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic. You're all with me. Now, imagine Hannah or Emmanuel or Josephine, right? Or Anne or Olu. Imagine you said to yourself, do you know what? You just modified the trade for a reason. Bethel, Bethel, the reason I modified the trade is because the trade was in profit and I want to secure money, right? So by me modifying the trade, it means I now cannot lose any money. I hope that makes sense to you. The whole point of a stop loss is so that you don't lose your money, so that you don't lose too much money. So for example, if you enter a trade, you do a 50 pip stop loss, depending on your lot size, 50p could be £5, 50p, £500, whatever. But now, why would you want to lose money when your trade is in profit? You shouldn't, that's silly. You should save your money, right? Warren Buffett, the world's best and richest investor, he always says, rule number 1 of investing, protect your money. Exactly, Emmanuel. So modifying the trade and moving your stop loss to your entry point is simply you protecting your money. As you can see, look, my stop loss was here. Now my stop loss is here. I can't lose any money. But now, this is the fun part. Imagine if I say to myself, do you know what? I've got a long night tonight. I've got a lot of calls, or I need to pray at midnight, or I need to feed the kids, or I need to spend time with my wife and make babies or husband or whatever, right? I'm making jokes, right? I'm trying to make this funny for everyone. Now imagine if you just got a long night ahead of you, or a long day ahead of you, or you might not be on your phone, and you say to yourself, my trade is currently at £143 profit. I'll be stupid to lose that much money. Why don't I tail trade and follow the trade? Tail trading. Follow the trade. Follow the path. Right? Tail trading is you simply following where the trade is going. You may say, Joseph, what do you mean? I'm confused now. Okay. So I have already secured my money, but there's a high possibility, or there's a 50-50 possibility that this trade may go back down, right? This trade is here at the moment, and I'm at £140 profit. But this trade may decide to go all the way back down here. It may decide to go all the way back down here. If it takes me down here, I'll come at the trade and lose no money. But then it may decide to come all the way down here and then go all the way back up again. So this is what I'm going to do, right? And as many of you may have seen, I just received a notification, right? So at 10 p.m. every evening, the market closes for 1 hour, right? At 10 p.m. every evening, apart from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the market closes for 1 hour before the Asian session starts, right? The Asian session starts at 11 p.m. UK time, right? So 10 p.m. UK time, the market closes, and then 11 p.m. UK time, the market opens for the Asian session. Cool. So imagine with this trade, I say, Joseph, I want to make sure I secure at least £100. What do? I modify. Now, I know the trade is currently at 17.94.59. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to click modify. It won't let me do it now because the market's closed, right? I'll delete my stop loss and put my stop loss now to 17.90 and press modify. It won't let me do it because the market's closed, right? But that's what I'll do. Now let me show you an example of what I just done. So now, right? Now my stop loss is here and the trade is here in £140 profit. But I know there's a chance the market could go down again before it continues to go up. And I don't want to lose £143 and just come out this trade with nothing. It's better for me to take £100 and to come out this trade with zero, right? So what I'll do, I'll move my stop loss now from my entry and I'll follow the stop loss to at least here where the trade is. If that makes sense, put a number 1 in the chat. Fantastic. All I'm doing is I'm making my stop loss follow the trade. Right? Bethel, all I'm doing is simply making my stop loss follow the trade. Once again, let me show you another example, right? I enter the trade here. This is my entry point. The top red line is my take profit. The middle red line is where I entered. The bottom red line is my stop loss. So when this trade goes into profit here, I make my stop loss go to where I enter the trade here, right? So let me delete this. So no, So my stop loss was here. I entered the trade here. Now my trade is in profit and it's gone here, right? So I move my stop loss to where I entered the trade to there. But now if I want to make sure I secure a bit of money because my trade is in £140 profit, if the trade is currently here, all I need to do is move my stop loss closer to where the trade is, which is here. So I know if this trade decides to go backwards, I'm guaranteed some money. Whether it's £100, £120, £150. If that makes sense, put number 1 in the chat. If that made sense to you, Tola, if that made sense to you, Bethel, put number 1 in the chat. The stop loss is used for you to follow where the trade is going. That's all you're doing. All I'm doing is I'm following the trade with my stop loss. That's all I'm doing. Right? The trade is at 17.94. Right? I'm at £140 profit. I click on the trade. I click on modify. I move my stop loss closer to the trade. The trade is currently at 17.94. Can the stop loss follow the trade? No, you have to do it yourself, Richard. You have to follow the trade yourself with the stop loss. And now I put a new stop loss at 17.90. I press modify. That's it. Does that make sense? If that makes sense, put a number 1 in the chat so I can teach you something new. If that makes sense, put a number 1 in the chat so I can teach you something new. Richard, did I answer your question? Who else was it? Who did I need? Princess, did I answer your question? Banda, did I answer your question? Bethel, did I answer your question? If you report number 1, if you report number 1, fantastic, right? Where's my hand now? Where's my hand now? I haven't heard from you. Put number 1. Put number 1 in the chat if you're with me. All right? Fantastic, right? The stop loss is a safe haven. The stop loss, right? Once you learn how to modify, the stop loss can become your best friend. Once you learn how to modify, the stop loss can become your best friend. I'm going to teach everyone one last skill for today before we come off, right? Because we've been on the phone for an hour now. And I know after an hour, sometimes it gets a bit too much, right? Now, I'm going to teach you how to take partial profit, right? Now, partial profit is similar to what I just done, but the only difference is you're not moving the stop loss. So with partial profit, right, you have to be in profit once again because you're taking partial profit. You're going to click close this time, not modify. You're going to click close. And then you're going to see it gives you an option, close with profit 143.60. Now, this is the trick. Yes, Gladys, the session is recorded. Now, this is the trick. If I go, and where it says 0.10, yes, Gladys, it's getting recorded. If I go to where it says 0.10, and I click on the left-hand side where it says minus 0.01, I want everyone to watch the numbers move. Did you see that? It went from 143 to now 129. If I move it again, it goes close with profit 114. If I move it again, close with profit 100. If I move it again, close with profit 86. If I move it again, close with profit 71. If everyone saw that, put number 1 in the chat. If you saw that, put a number 1 in the chat so I can show you again. If you're with me so far, put number 1 in the chat. Right? This part is very, very simple. Very, very simple. I didn't get that. Don't worry, Chris. I'm going to show you again, please. Pay close attention. Right? So let me repeat one more time. So all these trades are currently in profit. If I want to take some money and allow the trade to continue running without changing my stop loss. So partial profit, you do not. So with partial profit, you do not need to change the stop loss. All you change is decrease, that's the key word, the lot size. So I click on close, right? I click on close. And you see, it gives me the option of close with profit 143.60. But once I reduce the lot size, the profit changes. So look, when I go to 0.09, it now gives me the option of 129.24. If I go to, all I'm doing, I'm pressing the button on the left side that says minus 0.01. Look, it now gives me the option of 114.88. If I click it again, it now gives me the option of close to 100.52. Now with partial profit, when you click on close, it won't let me do it because the market's closed, right? When you click on close, what will happen is it will automatically bank what you choose, whether it's 100, whether it's 129 or 114. It will automatically bank it for me and change my lot size. However, because I entered this trade at 0.10, right? If I just choose to close without reducing my lot size, it will just take me out the trade with the profit. But taking partial profit is you have to reduce the lot size, and then it gives you the option of how much profit to take. If you're with me, put a number 1 in the chat. Everything is recorded. I'm going to send the recording, but if you're with me, put a number 1 in the chat. I'm feeling myself. I've got my boss cup. Right? For those that were confused, if you only put number 1 in the chat, everything I've told you today is helping you how to utilize your profit and save money, right? Because a lot of people, they always ask me, Joseph, I want to go live. Joseph, I want to go live. The first one I ask them is very simple. Do you know how to modify? No, I don't, you know. Okay. Why would you not go live if you don't know how to modify? Do you know how to take partial profit? I don't, you know. Do you know how to count pips? I don't. You should not be going live. If you don't know how to do those 3 basic things, because in order for you to modify, in order for you to take partial profit, you have to be able to count pips. As the amount is reducing, will your account be credited with it? Yes. The whole point, Bethel, of partial profit is that you actually take that profit. So your account will be credited with that profit that you take partially, and the rest of the trade will continue to go on. So when people say, right, I want everyone to understand this, there's so many ways of making money. The truth is, right, we lose money from trading because of greed. I've lost a lot of money from trading personally, right? Paula's my mentor. Everyone that knows Paula, Paula's my mentor. And she laughs at me because I always say to Paula, I'm going to be the Jose Aldana of trading. Why? Because I've lost so much money from trading. Not because of shift or I go trade, because of my own greed. I've been in times where I've been £2,000 profit, £3,000 profit. Rather than taking the money, I've continued trading or twin trade, enter the trade again, right? Manuel knows I've lost more than 5,000, right? I've lost more than £5,000. Why? Because of my own greed. Because of my own greed. I've had days where I've looked at my phone, I mean £700 profit. I won't come at the trade. I won't take partial profit. I won't modify my trade. Then, the trade goes back down. Then what happens? I put my money in my account because of greed, right? And that's why I'm so passionate now about teaching people the importance of modifying your trades, taking daily profits. For now, I'm okay with 200 daily. Once I start trading my live account, that's it. £200 daily is £1,000 a week, Bethel. $1,000 a week from your phone. That is stupid. That is stupid money. That's $48,000 a year. What is a realistic amount to be earning when you start? Okay, so I really wanted Famida on this call, right? Famida started trading live a week and a half ago. She started with £1,000, and in 2 days she doubled her account. Can someone actually make with a capital for Bethel, for somebody to make $200 a day with a capital of 500, that means they'll be risking a lot. So you can do it, but the risk management wouldn't be good. Pipify is not available yet. Pipify is available for Android users. Pipify is available already for Android users. Right? I hope today's session was very helpful and useful for people, because I realize a lot of people are making money, but they're not taking their profits, and that's why they're losing money, right? So this was the importance of doing take profit 1 above. No, Jackie, do not use MetaTrader 5. Nobody should be using MetaTrader 5. Nobody should be using MetaTrader 5. I cannot stress that enough. Do not, I repeat, do not use MetaTrader 5. Can I enter 2 different trades? Yeah, you can, Princess. You can enter 2 different trades with $200. With $200, you shouldn't be entering no more than 0.02, right? Which is 20 penny per pip, sorry. Do not, yes, Emmanuel, do not use MetaTrader 5. Only use MetaTrader 4. The reason being because I've tried to use MetaTrader 5 before loads of times. Paula told me if I didn't listen, my account will freeze sometimes. I'll try to close a trade, it'll be frozen. It's not as reliable as MetaTrader 4, right? MetaTrader 4 is very reliable. Anyways, I've had everyone on the call for 1 hour and 14 minutes. I may be doing the call again on Thursday. I may not be, but we'll find out and we'll see, right? I hope everyone's blessed. I hope you've enjoyed the training. I hope you've taken notes. I hope it's been a blessing to you. I hope it's made a difference to you. I hope you learned something new, right? Because I know we do these calls every single week. And the reason why I stress this call all the time is because I cannot speak highly enough of Famida, right? Anyone that knows Famida, I joined the company a couple of weeks ago. Since she started, she's been on a call every Tuesday and Thursday, right? And she wasn't making no money because she didn't know how to modify. And then last week, I did the call on modifying, and that just changed everything for her. And I always tell people this, right? I've been with Beef since February 2019, but even when I'm not doing these calls, I'm still on these calls. Even when I'm not doing these calls and doing the training, I'm still on the call. Why? Because it's very important. It's very important for all of us to be on these calls because it takes one information that could change something. It takes just one new thing that you're going to hear to change everything. It's really important, right? So once again, I hope everyone's blessed. I hope everyone's had a blessed week so far. What with a capital? What the best risk unit? Bethel with $200, use 0.02. Don't use more than 0.02. What's the things you need to practice before going live? Chanel, practice modifying, tail trading, and knowing how to count pips, right? But what I'm gonna do, I've saved the recording